It's been long enough. I was telling myself a couple days ago. I've been prepping for this day for the longest. There's nothing else I could have done. She was going to see the new coffee gadget no matter what. I know she's seen it before, but whatever. It was time. So, plugged everything in. Told her I was going to do another video. And I started the video. I've already done an unboxing of this actual device. And from first glance, it was a big deal. I still wondered about a couple of things here and there with it, but no more guessing or thinking if I was going to like it or not. It didn't matter. I was going to put it through its paces, no matter what. I wanted to see what this whole Moccamaster revolution was, or is, or whatever it may be. I don't know if it still is. So I put in my coffee. I already knew the tasting profile. I kind of guessed at what the grind size should be. And I turned it on. And I just looked at it. And just as most automatic drip machines, I instantly started to get pissed. Did it warm up quickly? Oh yeah, it really did. I was really surprised because the weight of the whole Moccamaster surprised the hell out of me. Just by the looks and by the way people talk about it, I thought it would be a lot heavier. My Mr. Coffee machine is still quite heavy compared to this Moccamaster. Did I get the most robust Moccamaster? Probably not, but I got the ones that had probably a little less bells and whistles. I didn't need a heating hot pot. I didn't need a 10-cup brewer, so I opted for an 8-cup brewer. I didn't want to get the 1-cup brewer, but I do think I did get the best brewer. But like I was saying, when I turned on the machine, I started to fiddle with it. I started to move the basket around. It wasn't totally wetting the whole bed of the coffee. It wouldn't really piss me off if this wasn't an automatic drip machine. If it was like a Hario V60, April Brewer, Mugen, it doesn't matter. I would have been perfectly fine with fiddling with it because that's what you do with a manual pour over. It's you, the coffee grounds, and gravity in your own recipe and what you think that this coffee will taste best at. But once that cup came out, I tasted it. I was really surprised how rich, how delicious it was, and with a hint of a little bit of like grapefruit, not grapefruit, but grapes, because grapes are fruit. I did taste. I was really surprised. I sat there drinking this hot cup of coffee. It was ready for me to drink too. I didn't have to wait for it to get any cooler. It was the perfect temperature. And I sat there drinking that cup of coffee, wondering what other things I can do with it. That was my first introduction to the mocha pot. But one thing that I've noticed the past couple of days after using the mocha pot is that there's pros and cons to everything. Meaning that it may seem like it's perfect. It may seem like you don't really have to do anything. But there's pros and cons to anything and everything that we do. And me being a geek and an engineer, I started to analyze and started to think about this whole thing. I started to look at some of the limiting factors of the mocha pot. I looked at the wand, the actual way that the brew comes out, and the reason why I was fiddling with it. It's a shower head, right? Of course, that's the thing that's going to be limiting. I don't want to fuck with it. I really don't. But as I think about it, and I joked with my wife a couple of days ago as I was smoking some dino ribs on my grill. I call it the old man's pellet grill And I looked at it and it's just humming and doing its thing and it's perfect. And there's little to nothing that I need to do with it. And then I started to think about that actual smoker. I modified it. I wasn't happy with it when I actually started to smoke meat with it. I looked at it, I analyzed it. I went online. I got things that I thought that would make my barbecue better. And now it's perfect to me. But there's still pros and cons to everything that we do. I know that grill from the back to the front to do all that stuff right that they say. I know how to use it. I know how to dial it in. And once you get it dialed in, you can walk away for hours and you don't have to do anything. But again, it's not perfect. Wish I would have more room in order to actually smoke more meat. The bottom rack is kind of pointless. I guess really what I'm saying here is that there's pros and cons to everything that we do in life, and especially in coffee. So as I look at this actual device, this Moccamaster, this device, if you bought it on a regular day, any other day, $300. And it's kind of crazy that I'm fiddling, trying to modify, make better a $300 device. It's kind of crazy, right? It kind of pisses you off a little bit if you're really thinking about it. But truthfully, we always think about things, trying to make them better, trying to make them more to our style, more to our makeup, more to the things that we like to do. And in this case, in coffee. And as I was thinking about things that I can do in order to modify it, look at different things online, probably buy a different shower head, whatnot. I started to think about the other gadgets that I have that are in coffee. I started to think about the Vario V60, what kind of things I've done to it in order to make it more my style, my jam. And, I have thought about that, but when you think about it, there's not that much you can really do with a Vario V60. You can change the filter. You can change up your recipe. Swirl, don't swirl, grind size, different coffees. And for the most part, you're going to have to deal with the cons as they present themselves. Same thing with all the other brewers. And if something has a little bit more cons than pros, then you simply just stop using it, or you use it the least amount of times. That's how it was with the AeroPress. I didn't care for it. I thought it was gimmicky. I've done a couple of videos, many videos about it. And the thing about it is that when the cons outweigh the pros, like I said, you just sit it down. You don't really worry about it. You don't really get mad about it. But that little modification that I made to the AeroPress is in my monthly, daily, weekly ritual of coffee making. Just because of that device. And there's been many people telling me you created a problem that didn't need a solution. That may be true. But at the end of the day, we were here to make coffee. As simple as that sounds. And if we can't make the coffee that we want to, we're just simply going to stop doing it. That's just the way that we're going to be doing it. And as I sit here thinking about the mocha pot, thinking about the Moccamaster, I'm like, I do need to make it better, even though I spent all this money. Thank God for Prime Day. But still, modifying the $200 machine, that's something that everybody loves and craves and just deals with. The little imperfections that it does have, because it's not perfect. It's plasticky. It is underwhelming when you actually get close to it and think about the time and effort that you've seen this machine before. But then you look past some of those imperfections, because some of those things that you can't really change, unless I want to go into the coffee brewer maker type of realm, which I really don't. And then you start to look at the machine for what it really is. You start to wonder, it's like, wow, there's a lot of gadgets that I already have that work really well with it. I really did get lucky with this 8-cup brewer because I can put an April brewer, I can put a Harvey B60, I can put a Mugen on it. I can put all the brewers that I have right now on this device. I can put like a drip assist on it. I can not do as much as I think that I need to in order to make a cup of coffee. And then I can just deal with the imperfections from there and kind of make it better in my own as I go about this whole journey of all this stuff, right? So yeah, I am going to modify this machine. Hopefully in the realm of just getting a different shower head or some type of mechanism in order for me to replicate the making of coffee as easy as possible. Because something is very appealing about this whole automatic drip machine. Turn it on and it does its job. I do like that aspect of like coffee making to an extent. Sometimes you just want to just turn on the machine. It makes the coffee for you and you're good to go. But even as I was thinking about that, even though it's an automatic drip machine, there's still a lot of manual things that you have to do. You have to grind the coffee. You have to weigh the coffee either in teaspoons or tablespoons. I think most people use tablespoons or grams. And then you weigh out the water, or you just put how many water levels that you want. And then once your cup of coffee is done and you're done drinking it, you have to clean the machine. So how automatic really is it? Besides water just dripping down on its own without you actually worrying about that actual recipe. I do like the fact that with the Moccamaster, that if you use an actual basket, you can play around with the different drawdowns. You can either go all the way down with a full drawdown, or you can do halfway to where it slows it down so it has more contact time, or you can even treat it like an immersion brewer where you can turn it completely off, let the water build up, and then once that is done, you can go ahead and drain the water. Those are some of the things that you can do with it. I haven't really delved into all of it, and I know there's going to be limitations to all of it. But I guess really what I'm saying is that when we think about our coffee gear, I think it's also good that we think about all the things that we do have, that we do play around with each and every day. Our cars, our pencil sharpeners, as I'm thinking about that because of my kids. I think about the computers that I use, think about all the gadgets that I use in order to do these videos, make these talks, and do all this stuff. It's not going to be perfect. There's pros and cons to all of it. And as we sit here and think about all of this and kind of go about it in this way, we have to realize is that we want to be on the side of things so where we're just going to be using it. And that's really where I'm at. That's hopefully where you're at as we talk about all of this. So this is just me talking, riffing, not really getting so much mad and bitter and pissed about the situation because I should be. Because no matter what, if you put your money into something, for the most part, after reading and analyzing and seeing things for what it is, for the most part, you don't want to do too much to it. But if you want to use it, sometimes you do just have to modify it. So, do you think about that a lot? Do you think about modding your stuff? Have you? Has it been better for you? Let's talk about it. And I'll talk to you later. This is OK Everyday Beans signing off. Talk to you later. Bye.